Hello friends! Today we are going to use a method we already know to multiply mixed numbers. So I'm sure that in math groups today, I'm going to see you guys come up with some really creative ways to multiply mixed numbers. They might be a little hacky, they might be a little complicated, but I'm sure they will work. Now I'm going to show you a method that's a little bit more easy. So the first thing you need to remember is that a square foot is a unit of area. It's a square that is 1 foot long and 1 foot wide. No, not a foot like that. A foot like this. So this square is 1 foot long and 1 foot wide. 1 times 1 is 1. This square is 1 square foot. This square is 1 foot long and 2 feet wide. So 2 times 1 equals 2. This is 2 square feet. So how about with fractions? Let's say I have this carpet. It's half a foot long and 1/4 of a foot wide. I know that 1/2 times 1/4 equals 1/8. So this carpet measures 1/8 of a square foot. And if you want a visual, here's my square foot. And the carpet is 1/8 of it because the length is 1/4 and the height is half. So that carpet is 1/8 of the square foot. So how about a bigger carpet, like one of the ones we have in a classroom? This one's 2 3/4 feet tall and 3.5 feet wide. So I can immediately know that 2 times 3 is going to be 6. So there's 6 square feet here. Then I know that I'm going to have 2 more half square feet up here because it was 3.5. And I know I'm going to have 3/4 3 times down here because this was 3/4 of a foot. There's also going to be this weird corner piece that's 3/8 of a foot. But then to find the whole area, I would have to add all these numbers up. You can do it, but it's a little bit messy. So when I add them all up, I could find out that it measures 9 5/8. But here's the easier way. I'm just going to multiply the whole numbers and the fractions times each other. So I'm going to split this into 3 1/2 and this into 2 3/4. So 2 times 3 is 6. 1/2 times 2 is 1. 3/4 times 3 is either 9/4 or 2 1/4, same thing. And 1/2 times 3/4 is 3/8. Now the cool thing about this method is you don't even need to see the carpet. I could use this multiplication just like this. Just making sure that I'm multiplying each part by each other. Now you're probably thinking this looks really familiar, Miss Izzy. This is cheating. You're not teaching us something new. You are correct. This is the box method in disguise. So, when we use this method, it's pretty easy. Just like with the box method, when we break up the place values, for this method, we break up the whole number and the fraction. So here, again, we multiply 2 times 3. Here, we multiply 2 times 1/2. Here, we multiply 3/4 times 3. And here, we multiply 3/4 times 1/2. Now, you can use any strategy you want to multiply. I personally really like the blocks, whether that's Toy Theater or your blocks you have at home, but it's up to you how you want to multiply the numbers. And then we just add them up. So we do 6 plus 1 plus 2 1/4 plus 3/8. So you'll notice to get my answer, I had to add fourths and eighths. You'll need to use that equivalent fraction strategy we've been practicing, where you turn your fourths into eighths in order to add them up with these eighths. So let's try the first problem of homework together. If you feel like you're ready to get started without me, go for it. If you want to watch me do the first one, continue watching the video. So the question is, what is the area in square feet of this rectangle? Estimate the answer, draw an area model, and find the solution. So in the homework, they call this an area model, but to me, it's much more like the box method, so that's what I'm gonna call it. So I estimate it's gonna be about 12 square feet because I see 2 holes and 6 holes. 2 times 6 is 12. No need to get complicated. So I'm gonna draw my box, and I see that I'm gonna have a whole number and a fraction for each one, so I'm gonna leave spaces for that. And I'll start with 6 and 2/3 on top, and 2 and 1/2 over here on the left. Now I do 6 times 1/2 equals 3. And again, I can use my blocks or toy theater for this. Then I'll do 1/2 times 2/3 equals 2/6. I will do 2 times 2/3 equals 4/3. And I will do 6 times 2 equals 12. So now I need to add my answers up. Now I would recommend that you add it up in steps and make sure you show your steps so that you can go back and check your work. So first I'll add my whole numbers. So I'm going to add 3 plus 12. So that's 15. And now I'm going to look at my fractions. Now I see that I have to add 6 and thirds. And I know I can't do that. But I remember that 2/6 is equal to 1/3. So I'm going to make this 2/6 1/3 because those are equivalent fractions. So 15 plus 1/3 plus 4/3. All right, let's add these thirds up. Now I have 15 and 5/3. 5/3 is more than a whole. 5/3 is actually 1 whole and 2/3. So I'm going to rewrite it as 1 whole and 2/3. Then I'll add it up with my 15, and my final total is 16 and 2/3. Now again, this addition process can get a little bit complicated, so I definitely recommend you write down every step to show your work really clearly. All right, let's get started.